Welcome to this presentation on the approach for arthritis by the Power Foods Lifestyle. I'm Kristy Jo, Mind and Body Strategist, and I'm here to help you think about the root cause of why you are experiencing certain symptoms, as well as give you some very straightforward nutritional changes and supplemental changes, as your body is simply it's a system of chemicals. So I would like you to open your mind. Instead of masking those symptoms, let's look at helping your body reduce inflammation and feel better. Where does arthritis come from? As you can see here in these images, arthritis can set really at any point. It's most common in the hinges, so wrist, elbow, shoulder, hips, knees, ankles, etc. So it's the breaking down of cartilage where bone begins to rub on bone. And this can happen due to several things. First of all, osteoarthritis, OA, impacts people of all ages, not just older adults. This can be due to an infection or injury to the joints that can exacerbate the breakdown of cartilage tissue. Also, of course, natural, normal wear and tear on the joints due to age can cause the breakdown of protective cartilage. Now, we have another condition called rheumatoid arthritis, RA, which is an autoimmune disorder that starts if you trace every disease and illness back, it's going to come back to the gut wall. And the body's immune system attacks the tissues of the body. While we don't have time to go into why that happens and the mechanisms behind it, I invite you to look on my YouTube channel and find the videos called What is the Microbiome, as well as the Mind-Body Connection. Both of those need to be watched together. And then the third video is leaky gut. Now, gout is the third most common type of arthritis. 4% of Americans develop gout in their middle ages. Obesity increases your risk for high uric acid and gout. So gout happens when those high concentrations of uric acid build up and the body just cannot get rid of it. And so, of course, it manifests itself in pain. Mostly the feeling is needle-like crystals in the joints. So let's get into what we need to avoid. What are going to be those foods that are very inflammatory? That's our processed, packaged foods with hydrogenated oils and sugar of all sorts. There's so many types of sugar. So of course, that starts with, white sugar, brown sugar, molasses, syrup, cane sugar. I don't care how organic or natural it is. Sugar is sugar is sugar and will cause you more inflammation. You have to become a detective, a master detective of your labels if you wish to feel better and minimize these symptoms. Otherwise, you will be in a great deal of pain. Hydrogenated oils, write these down. This is what you need to look for in your ingredient labels in your packaged processed foods, which I hope is you're starting to live a power foods lifestyle, getting away from those foods, but specifically look for soybean oil, canola oil, peanut oil, partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, and fully hydrogenated vegetable oil. Those are all oils that will cause your body great inflammation, breaks down the gut wall, not a good thing, very inflammatory, and causes all sorts of other issues, including the raising of cholesterol. Conventional wheat products. While we don't have time to go into the history of wheat, what we do know is gluten is a protein molecule that in many people, now there are no standards that's going to be the same for everyone. So your job is to really learn from this and then get testing on your body. And so conventional wheat products, primarily that gluten, it's kind of like taking a scraper and looking at cement blocks on a sidewalk. You know how they have that little trail of cement that binds those concrete slabs together? Well, think of that like your intestinal wall. And it's like gluten scrapes out that cement and causes leaky gut. So we want to be very careful of that. Dairy can be very inflammatory with lactose as the main sugar. Corn can be very inflammatory. Actually, this is a common problem we see in my clients and students is they think popcorn is a healthy food because it's low calorie. However, it breaks down to straight sugar. So even though it was a low calorie food, the way that energy is created in the body and the chemical systems, calories are a very rudimentary way of measuring what a food's impact is in the body. So just know any corn tortillas, corn breads, anything with corn flour, those are probably not going to be helping your situation. Sugar, alcohols, and artificial sweeteners. These are the foods we tend to turn to when we're reducing our sugar intake. Sugar alcohols, please look for names like sucralose or aspartame. in your ingredient labels. This means it's an artificial sweetener. So yeah, low sugar, woohoo, we're all excited. But if that's in it, you're going to be wreaking havoc on your body as well. Same thing with artificial sweeteners. Look for names like xylitol, that's with an X, not a Z, xylitol, malitol, sorbitol, erythritol. Now, arthritis diet foods. Now, here's the thing. It's a lifestyle change. I just chose to use the word diet because it's a specific subset of foods that if you are experiencing arthritic conditions, you will feel better following. Choose omega-3 rich foods, things like salmon or other fish, trout, shrimp, organic grass-fed beef. Now, we don't do red meat much more than 3 times a week, but for an arthritic condition that's very severe, you might try 4 to 5 times a week. If you're getting all of the other recommendations in place, you should not have a problem with cholesterol unless you are a high responder to saturated fat. In that case, reduce the red meat consumption down to 3 times a week again. Flax seeds, make sure that you are sprouting them, soak them in water. Same thing with chia seeds, as oftentimes if you are, especially past the age of 40, your digestive tract may be a little more sensitive. And so as you reduce the hardness of that fibrous shell, you will improve the digestion. It won't upset your stomach, but try to keep each portion of flax seeds or chia seeds to 2 to 3 tablespoons. Much more than that will cause great inflammation. Walnuts, keep it to 2 to 3 tablespoons as well. Make sure they're raw. Fruits and vegetables, we want those antioxidants as they are what help neutralize any of those free radicals, which that's just basically an unpaired electron that is a result of food being broken down to be used as energy in your body. That's a natural process. And as we take on what I feel is God's natural process as intended, which is eating our vegetables all day, every day, then those naturally neutralize those free radicals and help flush them through the body rather than staying in the body to cause inflammation and pain. Now, there's a small demographic of people that will be extremely sensitive to nightshade vegetables, things like eggplant, tomatoes, bell peppers. So definitely choose from our other vegetable categories on your Power Foods list. If you do find you're sensitive, I think tomatoes are the ones I've seen the most in my clients, but they can usually do okay with bell peppers if they're steamed. Eat high sulfur foods. Sulfur contains MSM that reduces joint inflammation and helps rebuild tissues. So eat things like onions, garlic, cabbage, asparagus, and sauerkraut or kimchi as pictured here. Now, it's very easy to mince some garlic, chop up an onion into small pieces, put it in a Tupperware in the fridge, and then you can just kind of grab a handful and throw it in a stir fry or a scramble. And not only does that help with one of your taste receptors, the kokumi, which helps you feel like very rich and satisfied, that feeling inside, it's actually triggered to your brain. You'll feel more satisfied and happy about your meal, which is better to stay in, instead of overeating. But it's going to help your, not only taste good, but give you some sulfur. So a really good meal to have occasionally, maybe 2 to 3 times a week is cut up some cabbage. Maybe you could have some small pieces of asparagus, some onions, and maybe you could saute that all in either some grass-fed butter, or if you want to go 100% dairy-free. The thing is, grass-fed butter, you're still talking very low lactose concentration, but still, if you want to go totally dairy-free, let's go coconut oil or ghee, Ghee. Supplements. Bone broth powder, you're welcome to go check out that one that I recommend or find your own. And simultaneously, a collagen powder basically does the same thing, building up those joints and the tissues. Fish oil, omega-3s, please do 3 to 4 grams a day. That translates to 3,000 to 4,000 milligrams per day. Turmeric can be sprinkled on food or taken as a supplement. Now, not all turmerics are created the same. I will say probably the more expensive it is, the better of a spice it is going to be. I do take a very high quality one mixed with glucosamine and MSM. If you would like that product, message me because I don't yet have a link for it. Bromelain is a digesting enzyme. Be sure to take it on an empty stomach. You can look on websites like Dr. Mark Hyman or Dr. Josh Axe or Stephen Cabral. Those are 3 functional medicine doctors I recommend really getting invested in their supplements when I don't provide a link. Glucosamine helps with the joint inflammation as well. This is different than glutamine, which is what I recommend for all adults, 5 grams a day on a basic level to be helping build up that gut wall, the integrity, so that pathogens and yeast and bacteria are not passing through. You're going to go do that homework, right? Go watch that video on leaky gut and the microbiome on my YouTube channel. Apple cider vinegar helps to neutralize the acidity of the blood. Instead of thinking like hot lava blood, that's what I always think when I'm dealing with inflammation due to my very severe scoliosis. I think, okay, I need lemon and I need apple cider vinegar. Surprisingly, those foods have been shown in the body to be countering the effects of acidity. So on the outside of the body, they are an acidic food, absolutely. But in the body, they neutralize the acid. So very, very important to know that. And MSM, sulfur. All right, so here's your Power Foods lifestyle strategy. This is my oregano chicken recipe from the volume 1 of my recipe books. Protein, veggies, and fats. That's what we call a PVF meal. So I would like you to primarily be pairing your foods, a food from the protein category, a food from the veggie category, and a food from the fat category. Now you're welcome to choose multiple proteins or multiple veggies or multiple fats to create the meal, but just be conscious of portion size. And as you read my book, The Power Foods Lifestyle, I'll walk you through a strategy of learning proper portion sizes. Definitely eliminate your dairy, proteins, and fats from your Power Foods list. Fruit is okay, but keep it to the half a cup and test it. Listen to your body. I'd prefer if you stick to these 3 fruits most of the time and treat your other fruits as indulgent. So very less or fewer in frequency. So stick to grapefruit, berries, so strawberries, raspberries, blueberries, all of those, or apples. Add in up to 1 complex carb, up to, but you don't have to eat 30 grams, you can test it, up to 30 grams of carbs every day after the first 14 days of only PVF meals. You will greatly reduce your inflammation, you'll feel amazing, and then you can bring in the carbs to test them. So if you notice, like corn and the dairy, and you're testing these things and things with artificial sweeteners, you're going to have to become a detective. Don't get upset. Don't get mad. Just find solutions. Just be a detective and say, hey, I'm no longer going to do that product or that food that I've done for 30 years because I now can feel the difference in my body. So I'm going to go on a hunt to find another product, because my friends, there are so many wonderful food replacement products or sauces or gluten-free things or dairy-free alternatives, but you're not going to find them till you put on your solution finder's hat. So I invite you to be a part of Power Foods Lifestyle Champions, my private Facebook group. If there's no one in there that really has a solution for you, definitely get on a coaching call with me. You can arrange that by going over to body-buddies.com. I have a discounted one-time coaching call. Otherwise, you need to arrange that through my assistant, which you can reach at support@body-buddies.com. I invite you, if you are not already in my 12-week Power Foods Lifestyle Academy, which is an online nutrition re-education course teaching you how nutrition and food should be approached. And we wish we would have been taught this, but the fact is, everyone goes off their programming, and the science has changed and we have learned more. And so I want to help you understand the way to eat and think about food in a way that will serve you your whole life long and help to remedy and manage any health condition and feel your best so you can enjoy your life. Head over to powerfoodslifestyle.com/enroll and would love to see you in our next semester. Thank you for being here. Thank you for finding solutions. I invite you to really claim your Power Foods lifestyle, because when you power your body, you have more energy, more strength, more capacity to be a person of love, value, and service.